Hi, welcome back to the CAD Corner. Today we will be exploring how to construct a triangle with base angles and the altitude. Now, problems of this nature can be solved by using the principle that states that congruent angles are formed by intersecting parallel lines and a transversal. Remember, a transversal is any line that intersects two other lines in the same plane, and congruent angles are angles with exactly the same measurement. So let's explore this practically over in CAD. So let's go ahead. Let's put down a line here. So we'll be doing this drawing. Construct a triangle with the base angles of 60 degrees and 45 degrees and an altitude of 76 millimeters. So what we'll be doing firstly is let us draw a line here, roughly 100 millimeters in length. But we are working on the outline layer. Let us switch that to construction. And let's switch over to use a construction layer as we're doing construction. So firstly, we have a line here. Let us now draw a next line parallel to this line at a distance of 76 millimeters away. So we're going to use O for offset, and then we're going to specify the distance. The distance is already set here, but you could just type it again, 76 millimeters. Hit enter. Then remember to select the object, and then only click and drag to the side you want the object to appear. If you drag above the line, it will appear above. If you drag below, it will appear below. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna denote a point that we'll do our constructing from here. So let's denote a point in the center of the line. So type PO for point, and the point will be here. And let us again put this on our construction layer. Alright, let's go to our construction layer, show that our construction layer is selected. Let us name this point. Let's give that point a name, call it point A. So let us go to the text tool, single line text tool, and give it a name. Our text height is 4 millimeters, I already said. Angle of rotation is 0. So A. So that is fine. So let us change this over to text. So that point name is A. Right? The name of that point is A. So what we're going to do right now is we are going to construct a 60-degree angle and a 45-degree angle on any side. It doesn't matter, but we're going to do it upside down or in reverse, right? Or we could actually construct it up here and then project it so it goes below the line. It doesn't really matter, right? I'm going to construct mine underneath, right? So that it helps to keep the drawing concise and neat, right? So let us construct it underneath. So let's go to our arc tool, and we're going to select center, use the node or the point. We're gonna go to a distance of relatively 20 millimeters, but let's go up from above the line, so 20 millimeters, and then with the hold control to draw that line in reverse. Change from the text layer. Never realized I was on the text layer. Ensure that you're drawing on the right layers, gentle people, so that when you go to print your drawing, it will meet standards. Alright, so we have one arc. Let us go ahead and draw another arc. Select center, and from the intersection of the line and the arc, we're going to draw a next arc up here that intersects with this arc. So we selected the center. Let's draw it. Select there, and then let's now 20, and there we go. So what we need to do now is draw a line from this point here A through the intersection of the arcs so that it intersects with this line down here. So this line here, select line and draw to the intersection. Then for it to be accurate, you go ahead, go to lengthen, extend it, or you could actually use extend. All right, then it extends and intersects with this other line down here. Let's give this point a name. Control C, Control V. Let's call this point B. All right, so now let us do the other angle, which is 45 degrees. So let's construct that. What we need to do is we're going to draw an angle which is perpendicular at A, but draw it in reverse, so it's on the underside. So let us go to we basically want a semicircle, but we can use the circle or the arc tool. I feel like using the circle. So let us go here, select there, and the radius, let's use a radius of 10 millimeters. Okay, then I'm going to hit trim, TR, enter, trim that. So now we have a semicircle. Then what we want to do is we want to use the arc tool, and we're going to use arc tool and select center, and we're going to draw two arcs intersect. Roughly about 25 millimeters is fine, but then we want to draw them how in reverse, so that way it's fine. Hit enter, do it again, go to the other side. I'm going to draw from here, and that's fine. So in order to not confuse you, they don't need to touch, so I can actually move or change the length. So there you go, so they're not touching now. So no need to say, boy sir, my one is not touching like yours. That's not important. The important thing is that the length or the radius of the arc from here to this point here is 25. That to that is 25. If you do not focus on the measurement, you would have broken the principle and the drawing would be incorrect. So let us now draw a line from the point to the intersection. Something went wrong here. I think the length of the arc was not 25, so let me ensure that this is, see, it was 26. So just like I was saying, if it's not 25, it will be incorrect, but you can just go and change the measurement. So now let us try again. From here to here, see, 90 degrees. All right. So it did not connect with the intersection exactly. So there we go now. So now that is 90 degrees. So you can go ahead and use your measuring tool to measure the angle to see what the angle is. All right, but I know that is 90 degrees. So what we're going to do now is we're going to divide this angle here into two equal parts. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the bisect tool. We could use the divide command, but because this is plain geometry using CAD, we have to go by the method of construction. So because we already have an arc here that we used previously, we can just use that arc to continue so that it will be much easier. So let us use our arc tool, select this point here. Again, we want to remember the measurements that we use. So let us use a measurement like 20 millimeters. So select center, like here. So maybe somewhere here is good. 20 millimeters. Drag up an arc, and we're gonna hit enter. Select this point over here. Let's select center first. Select this point here. It's going to the midpoint, so you have to be careful that you're not just using midpoint. Ensure that you're using the object snap is sort of confused. So let us turn off or disable midpoint and ensure that we're just using intersection. let us now just ensure that we use the intersection alone. So let's go here now. See, intersection, go out to a distance of 20 millimeters on this side, so 20 millimeters on that trajectory, and go across. There we go. Alright, so sometimes it pays to double check, so double check and ensure that your arcs are drawn at the correct distance. So see, 20 millimeters. Then we're going to draw a line from A to the intersection of the arcs. So line from here to the intersection of the arcs. Then we're going to lengthen the line so that it passes or intersects with this line over here. But notice now that this line is quite a distance away from the other line. So we're going to now extend this line by lengthening it so that it passes through. Right? And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to draw an outline. Select it around here, select an outline, use the line tool. And so this point, it will be point C. So draw it to point C, go back to A, B, A. Alright, so let us name this point. Let us name this point over here. C, enter, escape. Right, TR, enter. And by the way, gentle people, if you notice that I never copy the next point and I just hit Control V, you have to remember that there's a feature or function of the computer called the clipboard, where it remembers the last thing you copied and it still has it on the clipboard. Copy or paste, it doesn't matter if you not paste, but cut or copy. Anything that you cut or copy, it stays on the clipboard. So all you have to do is hit Control V and you'll get back that object. So there we go. Triangle ABC with angles of 60 and 45 degrees, right? So 60 degree, 45 degree angle here, and an altitude of 76 millimeters, right? So that was how to construct a triangle with base angles and the altitude. Are you experiencing any difficulties, or did this lesson help you? If so, leave a comment below. If this lesson helped you, hit that like button. And remember, if we get to 30 likes on this video, I will drop a video on layers and a video on how to print your drawings from CAD. Remember, to get more content like this, subscribe as we bring you more in engineering and technology.